Good day, wonderful people. It's with excitement that I am here today and that I interact with wonderful minds and people that are interested in having the bounties of knowledge embedded in music. I am your guide in the class of With Israel. I am Mr. Wisdom Chibozo Okichuku, and I have been a student of the violin for over 2-3 years. And in these over 2-3 years, I have had a lot of experiences, ups and downs, and a cheering moment and challenging moment. And it's a very wonderful privilege for me to be able to elicit my experience, channel them to you so that you will step on them and rise in your learning of this beautiful instrument. Actually, Class of With Israel aims at building instrumentalists and musicians on your violin, viola, cello, double bass, trumpet, flute, and all these beautiful instruments. But right now we are going to start with our violin. We're going to start with violin to help students who really are interested in becoming virtuosos. Have you ever heard about Albert Einstein? Do you know that he was a very beautiful, wonderful violinist? Very, very virtuoso violinist. And we have a lot of many of them on the net. Itzhak Perlman, Jani, and the rest of them. There are many. And Des Moines is also a violinist. You know that? So you have these big people who are into violin and you would love them. Actually, violin as a concept came into being around the 1600s. That's 1600 years after the birth of Christ. That's almost 700 years ago. But it was not the violin that we knew. It evolved from things like fiddle. Things like fiddle. Actually, it was called fiddle. And then this is why sometimes you can hear a violinist call his instrument fiddle. Fiddle means a violin, but an ancient violin. So right now we can talk about people who made violin very popular. You cannot exclude the likes of Stradivari and Antonio. Stradivari, you can hear about Stradivari violins and Antonio model of violins. They are just much open there on the internet. Go browse about them. These big violin makers always have Stradivari model and then Antonio's model of violin. We have violin. Violin usually has 4 strings, but we also have those that have 5 strings. That's modern violin has 4 strings, but we also have those who have what? Which have what? 5 strings. Now let's quickly get over to the main business, because we are not just here to do history and international relations. No. We want to get into the real deal. And you can't just wait to have the real deal of the violin. You can't just wait to have to play your own instrument and hear the beautiful soft sound of the viol. No, you cannot just wait for that. So, and I won't want to delay you much more than necessary. There are two challenges that people have had as regards the violin instrument. Number one, expense. Expense. Number two, experience. When I mean expense, how much a violin costs. Right now, a good student violin will cost no less than 60,000 naira. And I know that what you want to get, you will get it. So it shouldn't shake you. No. 60,000 naira just small. It shouldn't shake you. After all, you've been paying school fees worth of 100,000 naira, 500,000 naira, and sometimes 1 million naira per session. So it shouldn't shake you. These things that you love, spend your money for that. Spend your money for that. So, expense matters. How expensive is it? A good violin is expensive. So, and they are very fragile. The accessories are expensive. Just a pack of string will take you no less than 1,000 or 2,000 naira. That's for the least grade, But those of the ones that you're talking about, King Lion, those ones could cost about 6,000 to 6,500 or so. Then Gardiner can cost up to 5,000. There are those strings, just a pack of 4 strings cost 25,000 naira, 60,000 naira, 70,000 naira. Just a pack of strings. So they're accessories, but it should not deter you, because they don't just easily get spoiled like that. If you handle them very carefully, they will last for you. I have never bought an accessory for this violin since I bought it last year, and I've been playing. It was only once that this string caught and I had to fix it, and since then nothing has happened to it. I've been playing the violin, so you shouldn't be afraid. Give it a try. Okay, so violin itself has various sizes dependent on the sizes of people, on the size, arm's length of people. If you are talking about someone who is not too tall, whose hands are not too long enough to hold the violin, and someone who is very, very tall, they cannot hold the same size of a violin. Do you understand me? The violin may be of the same quality of wood, quality of accessories, but their sizes may not. You know why? Because people whose hands are short cannot stretch fully. So those people who are, let's say, of younger age, like 2-3 years, you cannot just give them this kind of violin to hold. No, it's bigger than they are. It's just like putting a big shoe on shoes that are bigger than one's feet. No. So for that reason, because children would love to play violin, you're not the only one that loves to play violin. Children love to play violin and all that. So because of that, we have various sizes of violin. Ranging from 1/16, which can be handled by 3 years old, or 1/10, or 1/8. So these ranges are for people of 3 to 5 years old. And then those of 1/4 half, or 3/4 are 4 to 7, 6 to 10, or 9 to 11 years respectively. But then 4/4, which is a full-size violin, is from 11 years upwards, and adult and all that, because their arm's length are long enough to reach to the neck, and their hands able to fall on this fingerboard. So there are different ranges of violin. When considering to buy one, consider your size. Which one can you handle? So quickly, let's get to the violin part. The part of the violin. When you look at the violin, what are the parts that you can see? I will detail the functions of the part in the next video, but I just want to give you the intro of what a part of a violin looks like. From here to here is the what we call the scroll. The scroll, look at the scroll here. Look at this. Is what we call the scroll. Look at this. It's called the peg. All these things have different functions. This is the neck of the violin. And so if I tell you that the violin is a human being, you may not have to doubt me. You know why? Because this is the head, neck region, and this is the rib. You understand me? So, and the violin makes some noise. As human beings do, they produce sound. Now, look at the fingerboard, look at the strings, look at the bridge. These are important parts of the violin. The tuning pegs, the tuning pin, the tailpieces, and all that. So, wait for the next video, and there I will give you an assignment. As I introduce all the functions of the part, I will give you an assignment for that. Thank you very much.